So every day your unit sits empty is money lost. You already know that. The primary metric that we use on my leasing team is days vacant. That's the number that we track. That's the number that we're trying to drive down as a team. So in May 2025, we introduced our pre-leasing program to the team, and the results were way better than we expected. Compared to the year prior, we reduced median days vacant by 11 days in June and by 7 days in July. And so I'm going to share with you the key findings we found from this program and how you can implement them into your own leasing procedures. So what you're going to do to reduce your vacancy time is to maximize market exposure and pull your first showing date as forward as you can as possible. But first, let's define vacancy time so we're all on the same page. Vacancy time is the days between move out and move in, how many days your property is sitting vacant. The housing providers who track and aggressively obsess over this number are the ones who are going to recognize the patterns and trends and how to drive that number down. And there's two dates that are very, very important: your list date and your first showing date. So your list date really matters. The earlier you list a property, the earlier you're going to start gathering market feedback. So our standard at present is to list a property 3 to 4 weeks before the current tenant moves out. When you list early, you buy yourself two advantages. Number one, you're going to test your ad and your list price. You price it a little higher than you think just to test the market. If you're getting 8 to 10 inquiries per week, you're priced just right. If you're getting less, you're either overpriced or there's something wrong with your listing. Okay, it's not syndicating right, your photos are weird, your remarks are sloppy, or your policies are vague. Again, if you'd like, you can download our rental listing checklist and make sure you're checking all the boxes and your listing is solid. If you have a solid listing and you're still not getting enough inquiries, your price is a little too high, drop the price. Either way, if your price too high or your listing's not up to par, if you list early, you're working out all these details and fixing your listing before you're affecting your vacancy time. So you're just getting this all figured out way ahead of time. Number two, you're giving yourself a chance to start your showings earlier. You're going to use the available date on your listing so your prospective tenants know it'll be ready. So for example, if your current tenants are moving out August 28th, you'll post that it'll be ready for move-in September 7th, giving yourself 9 days to turn over the property. And if possible, you're going to start scheduling those showings before move-out, which brings me to the next date. It's the first showing date. Again, the earlier your first showing date, the faster you'll get that property leased up. So if your current tenants are cooperative and the property is in good shape, you can start showing the property while it's currently occupied. So we've had many cases where a lease was signed before the current tenants even moved out. So they haven't even moved out yet. These people are moving in on the 9th, and we know we have exactly 8 days to get the repairs done, get it clean, and get the next people moved in. It's great. We've driven down vacancy as much as humanly possible. So when you approach your current tenants to schedule your occupied showings, you want to do this in a way that's respectful towards them. Otherwise, they're going to tell you to kick rocks. So we're going to say, hey, we'd like to do some showings. Can we set up 1 or 2 dedicated times that we can do these showings so people can take a look at the property? And when we approach, we want to emphasize the fact that staff will be with the showings at all times. These are not just random strangers showing up to their house and wandering around. 2, we're going to group all interested parties into these 1 or 2 dedicated time slots. We're not trying to inconvenience them. We're just trying to get a few people in there to take a look at the property. And with this approach, we have about a 50-50 success rate. Like half our tenants say, yeah, that's fine. The other half say, I'm not really comfortable with that. No, thank you. We respect that. Okay, so yes, technically you could post notice and show the property anyway, but from experience, a forced occupied showing is awkward at best, and it really never produces the desired outcome, and it's just a big waste of time for you and everybody else. Don't do it. Instead, what we do is sandbag our prospects, meaning we delay the showings until 1 to 2 days after the move out. Again, pulling the first showing date forward because we've started marketing, we've got interest, and we say, you know what? Let's do your showing right after move out. And what we tell our prospects in this situation is that our current tenants have asked us to wait until after they move out, and we want to respect them. And this sounds like it would kind of deter prospects. What we found is that people actually appreciate that you respect the current tenants, so they think in their head, they'll probably respect me too when I'm a tenant with them. So it actually warms them up to the idea of renting from you, because they're like, hey, these are respectable people. I like them. I want to rent from them. When you're setting up this first showing right after move out, it's very, very important that you set clear expectation for the prospects. So you want to make clear, hey, the tenants are moving out on the 31st. I have you set up to view the property on the 1st. The property will definitely not be move-in ready. There will be repairs and cleaning in progress. It is not what it's going to be when you move in, but I just want you to get an idea of what the property looks like, but understand it's not going to be perfect. By setting the expectation, they're expecting it to be a disaster, and when they get there and it's just kind of messy, or like it needs to be cleaned and it's fine, everybody understand what's going on. You've set clear expectations, you met them, we can move forward with the application. We can't control all the variables, but we can control the list date and we can control the first showing date. And by pulling these dates as far forward on the timeline as we can, that's how we minimize vacancy and get somebody in there as soon as possible. If you found this video helpful, you can like and subscribe, and then you'll get the next video for more property management tips and tricks.